Hey traders, Gavin McMaster here from Options Trading IQ, back with another video, and today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite option tools and resources. Before we get started, just a quick reminder, everything discussed is for educational purposes only, is general in nature and does not take into account your financial circumstances. So the first resource I want to share with you is Investors Business Daily. I highly recommend visiting this website frequently. It is a little bit expensive at about $39 a month. So if you've got a small account, maybe not worth it for the price, but if you're a larger account trader, absolutely worth the price. A great resource to gauge the sentiment of the market. I love their recommended exposure percentages based on the market trend. Loads of great articles, including my daily option of the day article. So make sure to check those out. I believe you might be able to access those even with a free account. We've also got the big picture, which is a great resource for just getting an update on exactly what's going on in the market, how to position yourself going forward. So that's pretty much a daily read for me. Very, very worthwhile resource. Obviously, the options section here. So these are my daily articles that you'll be able to read. I just double checked, and you can actually access these without a paid membership, which is great. So even if you're not a paying member, you can check these out every day. Also really love their stock ratings. So we get a good feel for the stock based on the fundamental data and the technical data. We get a ranking for the stock in the particular group, and we get a composite rating, EPS rating, relative strength rating, group relative strength rating. I don't worry too much about the bottom two, but they're also important. Obviously, if you're going to go long on a stock, you'd prefer to see all green here on the checklists. We've also got some fundamental data down the bottom that can be quite helpful as well. So usually check that out for most companies. If I'm looking at going long or short on a stock, I'll usually check out the IBD ratings for each stock. It's a real quick check that you can do. Very, very worthwhile. You do need a paid account for this. I think you can get some of these checks, but not all of them with a free version. They also have an awesome leaderboard of stocks. So again, these are the market leaders at the moment, showing great technical strength. And if we go to a position summary, it actually shows you which stocks they own in the portfolio at the moment, and their invested percentage. So very long at the moment, even slightly leveraged. And if we filter by entry date, we can see the most recent entries and the position sizing. So very, very cool way to find some nice trade ideas. Another way is to use their screener, stock screener. So here I'm looking for stocks with a high composite rating, high EPS rating, and high relative strength rating, with a high price and good volume. So this is giving us basically some of the strongest stocks in the market at the moment. So another great way to find some option trade ideas. They also have a swing trader portfolio, which is another good place to find some ideas. Again, we can sort by the date added, and we can see any new positions that have come into the portfolio recently. And it will also give a suggested stop loss level as well and profit target. So very, very cool feature here of Investors Business Daily is the swing trader. The next tool is Barchart. Again, this is another paid product that I recommend. You can get a lot of data here with just a free account. So you might be able to get by with just a free account. I love their stock screener. You can see I've got a bunch of screeners set up here. So some of my favorite ones are, just looking for stocks with good option volume that have crossed above or below a 50-day moving average. The market was down a bit today, so we're seeing lots of stocks crossing below the 50-day moving average, lots of sell signals. If we sort by call option volume, we'll see the most liquid underlyings there. So that's a great way to find some trade ideas. And then from there, I might drill into the chart a little bit more once I get some of these tickers here. Once we go and look at the individual stocks, we've got some great information as well. We get a summary of the technical opinion. We've got some fundamental data here, options information in terms of IV percentile, IV rank, analyst ratings. So some really cool information there. We've got performance reporting. How's the stock doing over the last few months and years? Very, very handy. We've got some charting as well, which is pretty cool. Lots of other key data here, technical analysis, trade cheat sheet as well, which can be really cool to find some potential levels of resistance and support. And lots of great option data as well. Options flow is really cool. New addition. They've also added in an expected move tab, which is very cool. So we can kind of see a graph of the expected move over the next few months. And then we've also got the expected move in percentage here based on different expiration dates. They recently just added gamma exposure, which is gaining a lot of popularity at the moment as well. So we can sort of zoom in and see, does the stock have overall positive or negative gamma exposure? And another brilliant addition recently is an individual term structure chart for each particular stock. So this is really, really helpful. Probably the only website I know that actually shows this information for individual stocks. The next tool is a free tool from Finviz. You can sign up for a paid subscription, but I just have the free version. I find I can do everything I need with a free account. Always keep an eye on the futures here, which is quite cool. And then they've got these really cool stock screeners as well. So, I might be looking for a stock that's any large cap stocks that are above a 50-day and a 200-day moving average. So again, that can be a great way to find some trade ideas. Then we can hover over the ticker here and just get a quick preview of the chart. If there's any that I'm interested in, I can then go in and drill into the chart in a little bit more detail. So really cool stock screener there. Again, that's free. You don't need a paid account to access that. I like this groups tab as well, so we can kind of see which sectors are underperforming and outperforming at the moment. We can also drill down into each individual industry. So again, that could be a good way to find some trade ideas. We've got the daily performance, the weekly performance, monthly, etc., all the way down to sort of yearly. So we can see which sectors are doing really well. Then we can drill in and find some names in these individual sectors and industries that we might look to do some individual option trades on. We also have a pretty cool heat map as well. So that can be of interest to some people, just give you an overall gauge of what's moving in the market and overall sentiment. The next tool is Stockcharts, which I use mostly for my charting. Again, this is just a free version, so you don't need a paid version to access any of the stuff that I'm doing here. I like to look at the 21-day, the 50-day, and the 200-day moving average. Then I've got RSI on the top here, and I've got accumulation distribution and the money flow index or indicator on the bottom. So that's the setups there if you want to take a screenshot and note those down. So RSI above, accumulation distribution below, money flow index below, and the moving averages here. So nice way to just take a look at individual stocks. Another cool thing that they do is we have a candle glance. Here we're looking at all the Dow Jones stocks and we're sorting by RSI. So we're getting the most oversold stocks in the top left-hand corner. And if we scroll down to the bottom, the most overbought in the top right-hand corner. Usually with these blue chip stocks, they don't stay down for too long. So I'd be looking at going long as a contrarian trade on some of these stocks when they show up in the top left-hand corner when they get a bit oversold. If we go back a couple of months, I think McDonald's was one of the most oversold in the Dow, and since then it's had a really good run, and it's actually now one of the most overbought. So it's amazing how often these quality blue chip companies bounce back. You can also set up your own watch lists of up to 12 individual stocks and get a candle glance. Great way to just take a quick look at some of your favorite stocks, and then once you see one that's interesting, you would go in here and drill in a bit more detail. The final tool I want to share with you is just a good old Excel spreadsheet. So two main spreadsheets that I use is this cash secured put calculator. Some of you may have a copy of this already. If you don't, I'll pop a link below the video. All we need to do is update these cells here in green, and the calculator will do the rest. And I'm generally looking at these two numbers here, the decrease to our break even and the return per annum for our put sales and wheel trades. And then we've also got a tab here for covered calls as well. So some good information here just to help you analyze your short puts and covered call trades. And the last one is a wheel tracker. Again, some of you probably already have this, but if you don't, I'll drop another link below. Really great way to track the wheel trades once they get a bit more involved, once we get more trades and we've got lots of dividends happening here. And we're comparing the performance of the underlying to the performance of our wheel. So you can see this one on EWU is doing quite well. If you've got any questions on any of those, just shoot me a message or drop a comment below. Happy to help. But those are some of my favorite tools. If you've got any other tools that you love, drop them below. Let me know. I'd love to check them out. But I hope you found this helpful, and I want to wish you all the best with your trading. Reach out anytime with questions, and have a great day.